do, and have in 2023. I'm figuring it out and I am doing it, and you can join me on this journey. I am learning to share and show up more in the moment, right? In the moment. So, be, do, have as it applies to money, master my money. But today, it's about the easiest $1,000 you'll ever save. And I'm like, all right, I've worked with millionaires. I am a financial consultant. I do one on one work. I have worked with people with a lot of money. And the only difference between them and those who don't have a lot of money, I mean, not the only difference, but come on, like a really big difference, is what they do. It's what they do with what they have. And I think that's where we go wrong because we're not taught to do. We're taught to know, right? And get the financial education so we can be financially literate. But literacy doesn't create capability. So this is about creating capability, expanding your capability. And that's why I'm motivated to share with you the easiest $1,000 you'll ever save. Now, how do we do that? What is it, Dominique? It is the 52-week savings challenge. You may have heard about it, you may have done it before. So, if that's the case, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, let me break it down for you. So, the 52-week savings challenge is a savings challenge that you start at the beginning of the year, and you you save consistently for 52 weeks because there's 52 weeks in a year. Once a week, you make a deposit into your savings account. The amount of that deposit is based upon the week of the year that we are in. So, this is the first week of the year. You will deposit $1 into your savings account. Next week will be the second week of the year. You will deposit $2 in your savings account. Fast forward to week 33 of the year. You will deposit $33 in your bank account. Fast forward to week 50. You will deposit $50 in your bank account that week. So if you get my drift, every week you're depositing money into your savings account. The goal is not to touch it. The goal is to get to the end of the 52 weeks. That is the goal. This is not your emergency money necessarily, although it can be. Because if it is an emergency, then you have to tap it. And that's not the goal. The goal is to get to the end, right? So maybe you do two challenges if that's you. But nevertheless, the focus here is to save money every week in your savings account, get to the end of the year, and in week 52, make your last deposit for $52, which should bring you to a total of $1,378. So you have actually saved more than $1,000. Now, that's what it is. Why? Why is this important? This is important because in order to be, do, have, you have got, and let me take a step back. In order to be, do, have, and in order to do the stuff the wealthy do, right? I want to be wealthy. What do the wealthy do? They save consistently. It is truly a matter of life and death for them. Now, they may have more coming in that allows them to save more, but what if that ain't you? Right? Flat out. If you ain't got it like that, then you got to make the most of what you have. And we going to talk about how to get more in another series. However, you got to make the most of what you have. But this mentality that I don't have enough to save, we got to break that. You do have enough to save. You do. And the word tells us that a good man leaves an inheritance. So you can't have nothing to leave if you're not saving it, right? You got to have something to put away. And spending every dime because we know we getting another replenishment in 2 weeks or in the next month, that ain't it. That ain't what the wealthy are doing. They're even leveraging debt. Now that's we gonna talk about that too, right? But we have got to start putting something aside and consistently. So that is my focus. It's the consistency. I truly get caught up in being consistent, but consistency leads to discipline. And when you are disciplined, man, you are so powerful when you are disciplined. I catch a lot of heat for some of the discipline that I have, but I don't care because I have a vision and it's here. And I could show you better than I could tell you. And part of that for me is to just do what I know to do. And it ain't easy. And I don't want to all the time. And I have to sacrifice sometimes. So let's not act like it's the easiest thing to do. It does get better. And if you are consistent, you get these benefits that I can't even begin to articulate. It's a confidence thing. You become more secure in how you move because you know you're working towards something. What are we working towards? Getting to week 52 together. Not falling off and not being like, well, I ain't got it this week. Well, you better put $1 in. Just because you don't have the 40 don't mean you can't put $1. Just because you might not have a 23 don't mean you can't put $1 at the very minimum, right? So it ain't like abandon the mission because I don't have it. No, you have it. And it's a life or death thing, right? Because that's how the wealthy think. They don't jeopardize their savings because they know what it's going towards. So we got to be that. So that's our why. Because we want to be wealthy. We want to be a saver, right? We want to be disciplined. If we want to be that, then we have to do something consistently. We will save money every week for the entire year. That's what we're going to do. Now, what are we going to have? We're going to have over $1,000 in our savings account at week 52. Now, let's take it up a notch. So let's say you want to go pro in the challenge, and that's where my challenge is a little different than everyone else's challenge. I encourage you to take it up a notch. Let me meet you where you are because you very well may be like, $1,000 ain't shit, right? $1,000 ain't nothing. What we talking? Okay, well, go ahead and multiply that by 2 or multiply that by 3. And if you do that, then you'll have over 2,000 if you multiply by 2, and then you have over 4,000 if you multiply by 3. Now that might really get you excited. It just got me excited too because I'm like, dang, maybe I'll go pro in the challenge this year. So that is another way to challenge yourself, right? This is the 52-week savings challenge. Challenges aren't easy. They're not cakewalks. Why? Because stuff is going to come at you. You're going to have this bill due, you're going to have that bill due, and then you're going to have your savings. What decision will you make? It's only so much to go around. What decision will you make? What will you do to be and have? You could call up the creditor and be like, yo, I need an extension on that due date. That you can do, but you can't necessarily be like, okay, savings account, I'm going to get to you when I'm going to get to you, and then, I'm going to make it up. Because you're not going to make it up, and something go come up, and then it ain't even been in there. Never hit the account. So we got to change that. We got to change that. And I am very excited to do this. Every year I start it and something comes up and I fall off. So I know how difficult this is. I'm a financial professional and I've been doing this since 2017. We're in year 5 of the 52-week savings challenge through my company, but everything in divine order, right? I am a work in progress. I am not perfection. I'm in progression, as Pastor Todd would say. So I don't care about that. I don't care. I fall off, I get back on, right? That's what we do. We fall off, we get back on. So this is us getting back on together in community, and we gonna do this. 52 weeks is gonna pass like that. 2022 was like, whoa, where did it go? Now we here. So that is our why. Now, how do you do it? Now, if you do not have a savings account, start there. Set up a savings account. It could be with your traditional bank. It can be an online savings account. Now, where am I putting my money? I am putting my money in an online savings account. Now, why would I do that? I would do that because, one, online savings accounts have a higher interest rate than traditional bank savings accounts. The short of it all is that online savings banks don't have the same kind of overhead that a traditional bank has. They're online, so they don't even have a brick and mortar, right? You can't walk in. They're saving a lot of money on bills because they don't have to pay rent, electricity, and for the most part, employees, and then the taxes that come with all of that. So they're running their shop from like a call center type deal, and everything's virtual. So they can offer us higher rates for putting our money in the account. I have an American Express and I have an Ally. Now, American Express was, man, it's been really good to me over the years. My online savings account with American Express, and they do not pay me, so maybe I need to hit them up. And then Ally has also. But I will say, in my Fidelity brokerage account, man, but that's not an online savings account. Another topic for another day. So, we want to put this money in an online savings account. Now, obviously, with an online savings account, you don't have access to that money right away. So, if an emergency arises, don't think you're going to go tap your 52-week savings money. It's going to take at least 1 to 3 business days. So, if you are using this to save for your emergency fund, I mean, I would encourage you to do it. That way you don't tap it. Like, right? You want it to be, I like to, let's take a step back. I like to call it a when I need it, I got it fund. I don't want an emergency fund. Words are powerful, and guess what? I'm going to just have more emergencies. You're labeling it. It's an emergency fund. I'm going to have an emergency. I'm going to go tap it. I like to call it when I need it, I got it. And I go tap my when I need it, I got it for when I need it. Outside of that, it's stacking. So your when I need it, I got it fund is typically with a traditional bank, because when you need it, you need to tap that money right away. You don't need a barrier of 1 to 2, 3 business days to transfer. So the when I need it, I got it money, aka emergency fund, should be kept at your traditional bank. These monies, however, for the savings challenge, should be kept in your online savings account. You're gonna make more money on it, and it's just sitting there. The only goal for this money is to get to the 52 weeks. The only goal for this money is to get to the 52 weeks without tapping the money. Let's build on that. The only goal for this money is to get to the 52 weeks without tapping this money and seeing the full 1,378. Okay? That is the goal for this money. What is the goal for this money? Type it in the chat. The goal for this money is to get to the 52 weeks without tapping it and to see the full $1,378. That is the goal for this money. Okay? Now, that's where we should put it. When? Well, we're going to start this week. So you start this challenge the first week of the year, and then based on your own desire of when you want to deposit, you will deposit that money every week. Now, here's the thing. You cannot cheat in this challenge. And how do you cheat, Dr. Dominique? Well, you cheat when you be like, okay, I'm going to put extra for next week. Like, I'm going to just put next week's right now. That's cheating. Don't cheat yourself. Now, why would that be cheating? I'm putting the money away. Yes, but you are messing up the church's money. Okay? What is the goal here? Again, consistency. Consistency in your behavior. If you, and I used to say this, I would challenge my clients to save 10 cents a week. And do you know by like week 3, they couldn't do it? It's not about the amount, it's about the behavior. Because you forget, because life happens, because 10 cents a week sounds frivolous, but it's the behavior. I want you to commit to being consistent. And I'm not asking a whole lot, just transfer money every week. But that is a new behavior for a lot of us, to be so disciplined to sit down at the computer or to pull out your phone every week on the same day every week and to transfer a certain amount. You will do that 52 times this week. What else have you done 52 times? You brush your teeth 365 times if not more, right? So I really need you to think about the behaviors that you want to take on, that you want to adopt, that you want to get rid of. But this level of consistency becomes important because you're training your subconscious mind to say, I'm wealthy, I'm a saver, I'm disciplined. And this is how we do it. We train the subconscious mind by doing. So if you are like, okay, well, I'm going to just deposit my whole month, I actually have another challenge for that. In this challenge, it is the 52-week savings challenge because you are supposed to take an action 52 times. Let's walk this through. If you take that action 52 times, do you think you are creating a habit of savings, or do you think you're creating a habit of not saving? Like that's what our actions do. Every action we take creates a habit towards that action. So, let's switch it up a bit. Okay. Um when I get off of work, I have a glass of wine, right? When I get off of work, I go to happy hour. Okay. As frivolous and like normal as that sounds, we are creating a habit of making sure we drink wine. And I love wine, so I'm not hating. We are creating a habit of spending money at happy hour. So we now have a habit of going to happy hour, right? It's like showering every night. I shower every night. Every time I step foot in the shower, I am creating a habit of showering. Now, the reverse is also true. I'm gonna throw this one out. Like, what if you like say I'm gonna pray every day, right? I know that I'm gonna pray every day. Well, guess what? If you're not already praying every day, you have a habit of not praying every day. That's a habit. And you probably are really good at it. So you're really good at all of your habits, including the habits that are like, I don't do something. I don't look at my bank account every day. Therefore, I have a habit of not looking at my bank account. Woohoo! But is that the habit that adds to your goal of being wealthy? Or is that a habit that takes away from your goal of being wealthy? So I give you these plethora of examples to show that we're not trying to overfund the account, because essentially what you're doing is making room for a lack of discipline. The discipline comes in showing up every week in front of your phone or laptop to make the transfer. That is the discipline. So, yes, of course, you could transfer 2 weeks worth of money. But now you're taking away from the habit of being consistent with saving your money for 52 weeks. A very clear goal. A very clear goal. Our goal is smart. It's a smart goal. We're saving $1,378 by December 31st by depositing money in our savings account every single week. It's specific, it's measurable, it is achievable, it is realistic, and it is time bound. That is a SMART goal. So this challenge has all of the right ingredients to help you be successful. Now it's all on you. But to that point, I don't want to leave you out there by yourself. So I want to encourage you to create community with it. I am creating a community around it. I've had many people join this challenge, and it has changed things for them because they became something they weren't. They adopted behaviors they didn't have. And again, it's the smaller things that I may not be able to articulate to you. I always say in the work I do, there are benefits that are breakthrough moments. When you focus on your money, your attention goes to your money, guess what? Energy flows. So energy flows where attention goes. T. Harv Eker said that. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. How about that? Where attention goes, energy flows. If you believe that money is energy, I believe that money is energy. If I put attention on my money, guess what? More of it is going to flow. I can't describe it all, universal laws and all of that. I'm actually want to study some of that stuff. But for now, take my word for it. Take my word for it. And what you track increases. That's my own thing. Dr. Dominique quote. What you track increases. We're tracking every single week. Let me see. Do I have the ability, because I'm still learning this tech, but like, do I have the ability to share my screen? I thought I did, but we gonna figure that out by next time. I'm still learning it. Yes, Krishana, the goal is to get to 52 weeks. Thank you, Father. And I know we can do it. And in this community, you can join me. So I am going to drop the link in the chat right now so that you can join and start getting your emails. And it's truly that simple. All you need to do is click on the link that I am about to submit. Once you click on the link, it will get you to a landing page that describes the challenge and all of that, right? You'll put in your email and your name. And then the first thing you'll get is an email saying, hey, congratulations, thanks for joining. And then from there, you'll get automatic emails every single week. So you don't even have to worry about doing anything. I got you. Let me copy, and then actually let me see if I have a cleaner version of this link. I'll drop the version I have, but I might have a cleaner version so that you don't have to see all of the ugly link language there. But nevertheless, that's what you can expect once you join. So now you'll be in my community. You will get, and let me just drop the first link because I can't do too many things at once. I came like, hey Amber, happy New Year, sis. And you're right on time. How much do you save a week? Great question. So every week you save the amount of the week that we're in. So for example, this is week 1. So you will save $1 this week. Fast forward to week 33, we will save $33 that week. You will transfer that 33. Fast forward to week 52, you will transfer $52 that week, and then you will complete your challenge, and you should have 1,378. However, Amber, you can also go pro in the challenge. And going pro in the challenge means you can multiply your weekly deposit by 2 or 3. If you do that at the end of the 52 weeks, you will have over 2,000 if you double, and you will have over 4,000 if you triple. Okay, so you could do a regular or you could go pro in the challenge, and going pro in the challenge means multiplying it by 2 or by 3. And again, once you click on the link and you join, you'll get weekly emails. Yes, girl, it is simple. And it's always been, right? So I'm so awesome. I'm so happy to have you. It is an awesome challenge. And again, I'm going to remind you every week. That's the community piece. I will be reminding you so you don't, but you got to check your email. I'm an email girl, so you got to check your email at least once a week. But I also like to do other things because this is behavioral, right? And we have a tendency to forget stuff, especially when it's new to us. It's a new behavior. So I set an alarm in my phone for a weekly alarm. You pick your day and title the alarm Deposit My Money. Deposit My Money in your phone, weekly alarm for whatever time you gonna do it. Deposit my money. And every week when that alarm goes off, now we have another subconscious reminder to go ahead and do what the wealthy do. Let's save consistently. And then let's remember as we're doing it, you're being wealthy. You're being what you want to be, even if you don't see it in the account yet. But guess what? Because you're doing, you are seeing it in the account, which means you're going to have more money every week in this specific account. Now, what are the greater implications of that? You are increasing your net worth. And even if your net worth is negative, every week that you set aside this money, it brings your net worth one step closer to being positive. Then the goal would be let's break even. I have a zero net worth. That is awesome because that means you're not negative anymore. Now at a zero net worth, we building, baby, right? So this has implications for everything. And it's so simple and everyone does it and has their own thing, but I love going pro in the challenge. That's where mine's is a little different. You can multiply by 2, multiply by 3 and get it done. So I'll drop that link in the chat again. Hey Remy, love you sis. And thank you for the support and showing up. Thank you all for the support and showing up. Miss Gavin, Krishana, Amber, Remy, I really appreciate it. Feel free to share this with somebody you care about, right? Let them join us this year. And I just got back from a cruise and I just realized the amount that I didn't even spend this amount on the cruise all in with me and Yair. Um, but I could use my money from this challenge next year to do my cruise. So attach a goal to it, right? What will you use this money for? Will it be for your car registrations? Because we all know that's coming up, right? Will it be for your beginning of the year self care cruise? Will it be for a girls' trip, right? And that's the great thing. If all of your girls are doing it, you know everybody got the money. So y'all ain't got to worry about somebody dropping out last minute, right? So think about how you want to use this money. What will it be for? This year, I was also thinking because I got to get Yair saving. I was like, well, maybe I'll just use this for him. Like, this will be his savings. And I will dedicate that to his savings account or to, I just opened up a UTMA or a UGMA, one of them, I can't remember. But maybe I'll use that to fund his account. So I need to get clear on my ultimate goal of how I want to use the money once it's completely saved. However, you do the same, right? We're building the consistency and the discipline, but now we need to direct it. What will it be used for? That's kind of like the step up because we can do it, right? You might like, damn, I did it. I actually consistently saved for 52 weeks. 52 actions I took this year. 52 actions I took this year. That's a win in itself. But now is, do I commit to one thing? One thing that is so difficult, committing to one thing for this money. What will this money be used for? Right? I had one participant who saved for her embroidery machine. She's a seamstress and she was like, I need this machine so I could start my little business. And she did it. Now she has her embroidery machine. So think very clearly about how you might want to use the money once we've got it all saved. And remember, you can always go pro in the challenge, multiplying by 2 or 3. And I talk about that in the email. So if you've clicked the link already, great. Thank you. If you haven't, go ahead and join us in this year's 52-week savings challenge. And I am going to wrap up here. This again has been presented by Master My Money, and this is specifically the Stuff the Wealthy Do series. I look forward to bringing you more stuff that the wealthy do so that we can be, do, and have. Be wealthy, do what the wealthy do, have what the wealthy have, right? So thank you for your time today, everyone. Share this with someone you care about, and I look forward to being in your live, in your stream, in another few days. That is another goal of mine, to show up more. Actually, that's my assignment. Let me be clear. Okay, Father, I'm clear. My assignment is to show up more and to share more. And so this is how I'm choosing to do that, by going live every so many days. So thank you for supporting me in my goal, and I look forward to supporting you in yours. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll be in touch. Peace.